What is the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, you see the title of the video, and we're going to dive right into this. Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons. This is game 3 of the preseason. The first 2 games of the preseason, we have looked like dog shit. Straight up, no sugarcoating anything. We've looked horrible. First 2 preseason games. This is another big test this week for that revamped defense. I don't know if Cam Wake is going to get to play in this game. I'm hoping that he gets to play in this game so that we can kind of make a firm assessment of what this team is going to be. Now, on the offensive side of the ball for the Falcons, we know that they have a top 5 wide receiver, which is Julio Jones. Last week, another top 5 wide receiver, Des Bryant, burnt us for a touchdown. Last week, the backup running back for the Cowboys ran for 83 yards. I think he had only 1 touchdown. This week we go in and we face Devonta Freeman, a guy last year that rushed for, I forget what Devonta Freeman rushed for last year, but I know he had a damn good year last year. And of course they have Mohamed Sanu. Not really a big fan of Matt Ryan, but you know he's got some pretty solid weapons around him. So that's going to be a very good test for our defense, for our tackling, stopping the run, dealing with Julio Jones, dealing with Mohamed Sanu. It's gonna be a very good test for the defense, and we should get to see both team of ones play at least a half. That's generally how it works for the 3rd preseason game. And then the 4th preseason game, it's a toss. Some teams decide to rest their starters for game 4, and some teams decide not to rest and they end up playing a half. It all depends on if you have some competitions that are close. Like the running back competition, I'm hearing a lot about it. I'm even hearing that a 3rd round pick, the kid from, where is he from, Alabama? I'm hearing that kid could end up getting cut, seeing how good Isaiah Pede has looked on the field. So this third game leaves a lot in the air. There's a lot to see. On the defensive side of the ball for the Falcons, they start Adrian Claiborne, Tyson Jackson, Grady Jarrett, Derek Shelby, the former Dolphin. He's a starter for them. He was our backup last year. Now he's a starter for them. I don't know what that says about their pass rush. Vic Beasley, Paul Warlow, Sean Witherspoon. In their secondary, they have Desmond Trufant, who's a pretty good cornerback. They have Jalen Collins, who I expect Jalen Collins to end up, from what I've heard about him, I expect him to end up being a starter at some point. They have DeMarcus Van Dyke on this team. I remember him as when he was a Raider. Robert Alford, I'm not familiar with him. But that's their defense. Let me see something. Adrian Claiborne. Check this guy's stats real quick. I just take a look at his career stats for Adrian Claiborne. Let's see. So he had a 7.5 sack season for Tampa in 2011. A 5.5 sack season. It's like he gets sacks one year and then the next year he gets nothing. And then he gets sacks another year and the next year he gets nothing. And now 2015 he had 3 sacks. So not a lot of heat coming from Adrian Claiborne. The other guy is Derek Shelby. He was our backup last year. Checking the stats on Derek Shelby. I don't remember what he had with us last year. Looks like he had 3.5 sacks last year. Let me make sure of this though. Yeah, he had 3.5. So on one side of the field last year, you had a guy that had 3 sacks, and the other side of the field, you got a guy that has 3.5 sacks, and that's your starters on the defense. You see what I mean? Like, and then people, if Ryan Tannehill looks good against the guys who combined for 6 sacks, then you're gonna have a whole bunch of people jumping up and down, going, "Oh, he looked great." Well, who's the pressure? Other than when you're comparing it to, I think Olivia Vernon had 10 sacks by herself last year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. He had 7.5 sacks. He's had an 11 sack season, 6.5. You see the difference? And then you put Jason Pierre-Paul up there, and I don't have to tell you what his numbers have looked like over the years. Then Thursday, we face that Falcon defensive line. You see what I mean? I just don't see where the pressure. I want to see us in preseason deal with pressure on the quarterback. I just want to see that. I want to see how we adapt. And then Mike Pouncey is hurt again. That's nothing new. A strong wind blew by and that motherfucker got a hernia. It's nothing new. What? Mike Pouncey once again is hurt. And then we have a guard who's going to play center, who's never played center before. On this offensive line, we're going to have, 2 or 3 guys playing positions that they never played before. So, yeah. I don't know. It's the final tune-up, more than likely, before we start the regular season, depending on what the coaching staff wants to see. Because we could see this offense in the 4th game, but I don't know. So I'm going to treat it like it's the final tune-up. So I'll be tuned in eagerly to see both sides of the football. I want to see how, even though we're not facing great competition over there from history, from what history tells me, I want to see how our offense looks. I want to see if we're going to look strong and be able to establish the run with Arian Foster, who needs a good showing. Don't get it twisted. Arian Foster, even though he's a veteran, he needs a good showing because J-Train and Isaiah Pede have been looking – well, Isaiah Pede has looked better than everybody, but he's not going against the top competition. I'm hearing that he's probably – there's a good chance that he might get more snaps with the ones this week as well. So we'll see. See more of Devontae Parker. Looking forward to and there was this one play I was watching, and I didn't catch it during the game, but it was absolutely beautiful play design. Oh my God, that was beautiful play design. And I didn't catch that until after the game. I went back and I started looking at replays. And it was an absolutely beautiful wide receiver formation by the Dolphins. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know who designed that play, but it was absolutely beautiful. I wish I could find it again and show it to you. I was watching it last night. I should have prepared that so that we can watch that together, but it was absolutely a beautiful formation. So I want to see a strong showing from both sides of the football. Both sides of the football, we need a strong showing. I want to see how we deal with Julio Jones. I want to see how we deal with Devonta Freeman. No, nothing more than 50 yards in this game for Devonta Freeman. Anything more than 50 yards is a letdown, especially when he's probably only going to play a half. Nothing more. Nothing fucking more. No broken tackles. If you get hands around a player, bring him down. These are all things I'm looking to see in this third game. I'm going to go to the comment section real quick and see if anybody's rapping with me. If not, I'm going to finish this video up and we will talk. We'll talk Thursday. Let's see. Justin Warner. Let's see. I know what we get with McCain. That's right, below average corner. I'd rather let Tony get some time. Grant is going to be a monster at returns. Hell yeah. McCain is a tiny man. I'd rather see Tony. Yeah, I like Lippett as well. I can't wait to see what Grant does. Yeah. Tony Lippett is good, but McCain is better. McCain made some great plays, man. He made that interception he made was tremendous. But I think Tony has a higher ceiling. Kiko Alonso also has to tighten the fuck up. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I'm expecting a lot from him. If Kiko Alonso, you know what, though? I can't really say that because I think the player that we got in the draft was a good one. But going into this season, I was saying if Kiko Alonso it plays big time football, the trade with the Philadelphia Eagles was a steal. I still think it was a decent trade for us. But we need Kiko Alonso to really show out. Bobby McCain is more ass than my cheeks because you have to understand that we could have got Vernon Hargreaves where we were at. We could have got Hargreaves. But we ended up moving back in the draft with that trade that we made. And then we with the win, let me see. Wait a minute. Was it the win with the Patriots or versus the Patriots, or was it just a trade? Anyway, whatever the case may be, we ended up moving back and getting the offensive lineman, which it seems like they were focused more on the offensive side of the ball to begin with. Mike McCain has to start. Tony Lippett, I haven't seen him out there with the first team defense. He's been starting. He's been starting opposite. He's been starting on the other side of Maxwell. Him and Maxwell make two big fucking corners. I like it if we can get it to work. I think Lippett has a huge ceiling. He has a huge upside. He just has to bring it. He has to bring it. He has to get comfortable. We could have had Marcus Peters. Instead, we drafted a hurt wide receiver. I have 100% proof that aliens exist. Okay. Vernon Hargreaves had 2 interceptions against the Jags. Yep. Strong showing from Alonzo, Maxwell, Tony Lippett, Sue, and all. Yes. Hopefully we get Wake back in the fold, and we get to see what him and Mario Williams are going to look like out there together. Devontae Parker is not going to play. I told people, man, when we drafted this wide receiver that it was a mistake. Now, when he's out there, don't get it twisted. He looks beastie, but fuck, he's always hurt. And it's a history with I don't you know what? I don't believe in these curses and all of this shit. But if you take a long look at the first round draft pick wide receivers for the Dolphins, it's not a good thing. Devontae Parker, Ted Ginn Jr., Yatio Green. Every time we've drafted a wide receiver in the first round, it's been a bust. It's been a fucking bust. Yeah. He's got some ball skills. Tony Lippett absolutely has some ball skills. He's a former wide receiver. So anyway, man, that is the end of the video. Miami Dolphins, Atlanta Falcons, Thursday. I can't wait to see what we look like on both sides of the football. We need a good, strong showing. And this will probably be the last time we'll see the starters unless the coaches decide to get work in on that fourth game. It's possible. Don't know. But more than likely, this will be the last time we see the starters. Devontae is still hurt. He could be the next Kelvin in a way. Not exactly the same, but yeah. We need him healthy. He's got to be healthy. Anyway, I'm done. Follow me on Twitter at Casual, at KASUWELL, and I will talk to you guys Thursday. Peace out.